The following program is produced by the Tech Talk Radio Network.
Hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy, and you're listening to Tech Talk Radio.
Welcome to another episode of Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeerd.
And we are watching the weather. Well, actually, you're watching the weather, but you've just enthralled me with what's available out there when it comes to weather watching.
Yeah, so we were going to record Monday night, but you said, hey, there's some storms coming through.
Yeah.
Let's do tomorrow night. And then I logged on tonight, and I was like, hey, just FYI, we got some storms coming through. And then I put this up on the screen.
Yeah.
So
wow.
We have to the southwest of us currently that we're recording about 9:30 Tuesday night. And we've got some pretty severe weather coming through the area for us. So I've been glued to a YouTuber named Ryan Hall, who's a meteorologist who does a lot of severe weather stuff across the country.
Now, just to give you an idea, like this guy, Ryan, how many people are watching his feed, which he's doing live, reporting on this storm activity that's happening in...
Yeah, so he's tracking storms ranging all the way down Tornado Alley from Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, or, all the way down to south to Texas. He's got 178,000 people watching his live stream right now.
Oh, my Lord. Wow.
But it's cool because he tracks these storms. He pays storm chasers licensing fees to use their content, which they live stream, and then he could pull right into his application, right into his stream. So if you're watching the video, or you just go to Ryan Hall on YouTube, you can watch his stuff. He does a really good job of tracking these storms and detailing what could be happening, where it's tracking. It's more real time than your local news. They don't have to break into, Days of Our Lives or, something. And it's just, he bounces around showing all these storms around the country. And he's been tracking the storm that's coming south of us right now. That's been damaging through parts of Illinois and in parts of Northwest Indiana. So just keeping an eye on it. If you can hear the ham radio, I got my ham radio on in the background, and there's a couple guys on the 2 meter frequency just talking about it. I'm picking people up from the south part of where my ham radio will reach.
It's just great content.
Just keeping track of, where the storm is. If somebody needs help, I can pay attention and listen and stuff. But
now for anybody, unless YouTube gets mad at us for sharing this, for anybody that, wants to see what this guy has. Now, does he just focus on this part? But like if we're getting rough weather in Arizona, or for our listeners in New Mexico,
he tracks blizzards in the wintertime. He tracks haboobs. He tracks whatever, dust storms, you name it. Like, he tracks it all. He's a big weather nut that just tracks big storms around the country. He's just got a really unique way of displaying it and talking about it. He's got other industry professionals that pop in right now. He's interviewing another meteorologist that is also tracking these storms that gives a little bit more detailed information. He can go live to these storm chasers and get in the field reporting live from these streamers that are chasing these storms and stuff. And you can see some of this content of them chasing the storms and just providing real time on the ground information about these storms. It's just cool. It's Ryan Hall on YouTube. There's a couple other ones out on YouTube also that are good at tracking these storms, but he just seems to have the best platform for it. And it's...
Now, does he, I'm sure there's different ways, but how do they monetize that? Obviously somebody this looks like a lot of work. He got picked up by WeatherWise, which is a weather app.
Right. And a website. And I think they bankrolled him. I think they just said, you are bringing us in so much money. You can download the WeatherWise app, and you can enable the Ryan Hall y'all mode.
All right, what is that? Ryan Hall y'all.
Yeah, it's just his catchphrase, right? It's Ryan Hall y'all. He's a YouTube personality, right? So, but it enables extra features on the app, whether different tracking, lightning tracking, whatever. It's all about YouTube personality stuff. So, I would call him a weather influencer.
That would work. I mean, think about it though. In the days of weather, we had that hippy dippy weatherman that would, point to the wall and show what was going on. But now we're so interactive with today's technology that he can actually bring people that are in an area that he's become trusted, at least to know they're not going to, do anything they shouldn't be doing or whatnot, and bring them up and show their weather conditions.
Right. And he's got deals with certain counties around the country that he can bring in their county like webcams and traffic cams, and he can pull those up live in his stream. And it's just a cool way to view it because he's constantly bouncing around the country showing all these storms and letting people know that, hey, there's storms coming. So last week, Friday, I drove up to Grand Rapids for a funeral and was driving back, and there was a storm that came through about a half an hour south of where I was driving for. It was never warned tornado by the National Weather Service.
Oh, wow.
But if you had been following Ryan Hall, he had it warned on his weather app and had tracked it all the way through until well after it had been warned by the National Weather Service. So had you been watching his stream, you could have had a better idea of what had been happening versus waiting for your weather radio to go off, saying there's a tornado, your app on your phone, etc. It's just an interesting way to track the storm. And, he's getting publicly available weather data, right? These weather apps just pull in publicly available radar weather, just like your local meteorologists do. And then they forecast it on their own, or they use built-in forecasting, or they take whatever forecasting that they're paying for, WeatherMax, whatever platform they're using. So he's just interpreting this data to the best of his knowledge.
Right.
And he brings in other professionals to help him.
Let me ask you, has that ever happened to you, Shawn, where you get the tornado warning?
Oh, yeah, we've had several here.
Wow, I can't even imagine that.
So, I mean, we're right on the cusp. Like, I'm surprised that we haven't been pinged on this one yet. There is an active tornado warning in the south part of Plymouth County, I believe, or whatever county is just south of us. It's tracking. It's going to just go to the south of us, but it's tracking. So I'm just keeping an eye on it just in case.
Wow.
But
okay.
So what I did today, because I knew the storms were coming, right? I did my own little prep checklist, right?
All right.
I went and filled up the gas cans for the generator.
Good idea.
I plugged the generator into the house.
Right.
I powered everything down. I powered the breaker that feeds the generator, and I ran my house on the generator for a while today just to make sure everything was working.
That's a good idea.
Just to keep, made sure my radios were plugged in, made sure my big DJI power bank was plugged in, made sure that everything where I needed it to be was accessible, the water, all that kind of stuff. So just being prepared, right? Because if we had to bring the kids into the basement in a quick fashion, right, I've got blankets and pillows and all sorts of stuff down here ready to go so that we don't have to just scramble and panic and miss something, or just being prepared. Trucks full of gas. So if I need to use the chainsaw, that's ready to go. Like, I just kind of did my due diligence on being prepared for potential 72 hours of no power if the weather gets bad.
So yeah, how long will the DJI power bank, and do you have the biggest power bank that they put out?
No. So they make a 2000.
Right.
I have the DJI 1000, the Power 1000. We had an extended power outage about a year ago, maybe a little bit less than a year ago. And so I just took it up because it was summertime, so I didn't have to run the furnace or anything. It ran my Wi-Fi router, my TV, basically everything plugged into the UPS upstairs. Once the UPS died, it took over. And 2 lights in the fridge. I plugged the fridge in. I didn't have any issues running it, and I maybe got it down to like 45%.
Right.
And then, charged it on the generator when we weren't using it inside. Ran the generator to run the fridge and the freezer and stuff, and then charged the power bank also.
Yeah.
But that power bank ran my fridge, no problem.
Didn't have to worry about wasted food. Yep.
Yeah. So that would run my fridge. And
we used to get, we've had bad monsoon storms here where people should probably think of that at some point. But next week, what are we looking at? 100-degree temperature already going to be hitting next week, which is a little early for that.
It got into the mid-70s here today.
Which was kind of an achievement for you guys, right?
Which is why we're seeing these storms.
And that's, there's nothing wrong with being safe. And it's funny because I have a little Anchor from, Anchor, ANKER power bank. And I remember I thought to myself, this is going to be so great in case of an emergency. And I tried to use it because I have one of those, it's like a blower that blows leaves. And, it has a bag on it. You can inhale the leaves as well if you want to. And it wouldn't even power that thing. It'll charge basically my smartphone, maybe run my router for a little bit. That's it. So if I really want to have that power, I have to look at something like the DJI 1000.
Yeah, or an inverting generator or whatever. Because
Yeah.
we have a Predator 3500 from Harbor Freight,
Yeah.
which I had an electrician come and wire it in so I could plug in the generator to the side of my house, so that I could basically cut off from the mains
Right.
and run everything off of the bus that my generator's on, which worked out great. Like I said, I did it today just to, just went through the workflow, went through the steps to make sure everything was working, and having a plan, right? Don't just expect things are going to be okay. You have to have some sort of plan. So
You're prepared.
I'm
Just in
prepared,
case. All
just in
right.
case.
Wow.
So,
All right. So hoping that everything goes well. We'll find out by the end of the show.
well, if I go off the air unexpectedly and Andy has to tell you why, that's why. But
Great. Thank you.
I thought about running everything through the DJI power bank and just having it plugged into the wall, feeding it power, so that if the power did go out, I just would have an uninterrupted power supply. But I didn't want to wire it all up.
No, definitely not. All right. One of the things we talked about last week and, we got really excited about, and a lot of people have commented on socials about it, is the MacBook Neo. Now, for those who missed it last week, they've got a couple of videos up there talking about it, our TikTok and our YouTube video. But the MacBook Neo has been really well received, because you look at now laptop prices, you look at PC laptop prices, and people suddenly saying, well, I always wanted to try a Mac. And you hit it because you said if they make a cellular laptop, meaning you could actually have a cell connection on your laptop, you don't have to worry about connecting to Wi-Fi or whatnot. You use the cell connection on it. That would be a winner. What were we able to find out with that? Does it indeed have it?
No, they actually didn't do that with this. It's using the Apple A18 Pro chip. So the processing is the same as what the phone is, right?
All right.
So it's the A18 Pro chip, which was originally made for the iPhone 16 Pro. Most people that are buying a MacBook Neo could probably already hotspot their phone. So it's kind of the same in one and the same.
Yeah.
But here's a couple of the key specs for the MacBook Neo, right? It's got the Apple A18 Pro chip,
right,
8 gigs of memory. Now, this is something that people are losing their minds about, because they're like, oh, 8 gigs is so 2013. Well, yeah, but it's so much more optimized now for what the apps are doing and those types of things, that 8 gigs is enough.
Yeah.
It's enough for what this product is serving.
Yeah.
Right? You can go with a 256 gig storage or 512, 13-inch liquid retina display, 16 hours of battery life. That's what they're saying. It weighs a little bit more than a MacBook Air. No fan, so it's fanless, silent operation. The starting price is $599. The upgraded to 512, I think, is $699. If you have a university ID or an education discount, I think you can get it for $499, which is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's good. So I know I thought about it. We reached out to Apple to see if they could send us one that we would have had in studio on Monday, since they were, came out Tuesday this week. And I'd never heard back from them. Like, no. Yeah, I'm sure that they were super busy and a lot of requests for it. But from what I've been reading, people have been pretty happy with what.
Yeah, I mean, I have a coworker that went to Apple, looked at it, said, I'm buying one. He's going to do it for some light audio editing. He's been big on Apple for a while. He's into it.
All right, Shawn,
I think it's great, and I'm thinking about getting one for Caitlin for her birthday.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting one for myself if I can. But let me ask you this, Shawn. What will be the biggest challenge for somebody who's been ingrained in the PC world that suddenly has got a Mac in front of them? What is going to be the biggest thing to overcome for many people?
I think the Finder. Just the actual operation of where files are, it's an easier platform to understand. But if you're so ingrained in the Windows platform, I've tailored my Windows experience to look more like Mac OS than really realistically. So I can't really speak to that. But I know that my in-laws, when they, I helped them purchase a new laptop just before Christmas last year.
Yeah.
And they said, absolutely no Mac. They said, we're not in the technical place to learn a new operating system.
Yeah.
they're used to Windows. They have had Windows for so long. I think honestly they could have done it.
Yeah.
And moved to Mac, but
Jumping in and getting your feet wet with a brand new operating system can be really daunting. I mean, it can.
yeah, I mean, I think maybe the application windows are a little different. The look and feel is different. The X's to close applications are on the left side of the window instead of the right side of the window. There's some weird little nuances and niche things that come up, but
Well, you run into that though with other programs. I mean, like Premiere Pro. I want to cut a scene, and I want to just delete a scene. I know I can hit the delete key. You can't do that with DaVinci. DaVinci, it's the backspace key. So it's little things like that you pick up and you learn along the way.
Well, it's also like a lot of applications for Mac are built around mobile platforms. So the MacBooks, the keyboard shortcuts aren't designed for full keyboard setups. I'm seeing more keyboard layout designs built for it's called an 80% keyboard,
right?
Where okay, instead of there's no delete key, now you have to hit function backspace. You have to hold the function key and do certain things. So
yeah,
playing around that with a MacBook Pro versus a Mac Studio versus a Mac Mini or whatever, vice versa, depending on which platform you're using for Mac. I think it's a really easy platform to get into once you do it. Nobody likes change, right?
No.
Nobody likes to spend 2 decades on a Windows platform that has looked relatively similar and they get dropped into a new ecosystem, right?
Right.
But I would say
not just Windows itself, but some of the apps that we use within Windows,
right?
Like Office, completely changed.
Yeah.
Outlook. Yeah.
So I don't think it's impossible for people to change. I think people are just begrudgingly don't want to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if Justin were here, he would just be poo-pooing all over this whole idea anyways.
Of course.
I think he would actually applaud Apple for releasing something under $1,000.
Yeah.
I think they hit it right on the price point, and I think it was the right time for them to do it.
Right.
I think it's going to try to drive a little bit more of the market share towards Apple with the Steam Machine coming out, potentially, right? Yeah. I think people are still going to buy the Steam Machine. I think this is Apple's kind of like calling everybody out, saying, look, we can release products for a reasonable price that do stuff.
Yeah.
And not overcharge or try and drive up the price. And, Apple's touting their own silicon. Apple's touting, hey, look, we're doing it. You guys can too. And I think hopefully we'll see a trend in the right direction.
One of the things that I liked about it, and let's face it, every time you turn around, it's something with AI. And Shawn, I noticed like you left Facebook, but how long ago? 3 years? 4 years?
Oh, 2019, easy.
Yeah.
It's been several years. Now, granted, with having Facebook Messenger, I still technically have a Facebook account.
Right.
And when I get logged out of Facebook Messenger and I log back into just Facebook Messenger, it also reactivates my Facebook account. I don't know if you can hear my weather radio, but it's going off. And so I'm going to have to step away for 2 seconds so I can see what's going on. So I'll step away for a second.
All right. Well, Shawn's going to step away and hopefully it's nothing too serious. But one of the things, though, about Facebook that I wanted to mention is if you scroll on Facebook, and I'm wondering if this is making more people just to the point where they're just upset with it, it's nothing but AI in the feeds. I mean, you could tell. You look at the feeds, Shawn, and you could tell that that's AI or that's AI. And they're not being really 100% forward on it, saying, this is AI generated. You look at it, you go, okay, yeah, that's AI. Even just photos of celebrities. I've seen it on Facebook pages, just so many that at a point, I think it's causing a burnout for people to say, I hate this AI stuff.
Yeah, I've been really anti-AI for a long time.
Except.
Oh my God, Andy.
I'm sorry. It was my fault.
You sent me, Suno, which is a music generation platform.
Yeah.
You sent us a clip, and I couldn't believe how good it was, right? Yeah. I was like, this is a great little country jam that you had. It was catered to us. And so I went on to Suno, and I've had this little project I've had in the back of my mind for a long time about, You know those really classic 90s commercials?
Yeah. Are you getting a weather alert?
The university just pushed a tornado warning alert. So take me back to the 90s.
All right. Yeah.
And you have like these 10-pack CDs, like 10 packs of greatest country hits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. And it's just like this cascading information of, all these songs
Artists
from all
and
these top,
songs,
all
yeah.
these artists, and 10 top greatest love song hits, whatever. And I've had this idea of making some parody songs based on World of Warcraft and some stuff just for fun.
Wait.
I was up until 3 a.m. I spent like 7 hours
just creating songs. Yeah.
I generated probably 40 songs.
Isn't that amazing?
And they are so good. They are so good. And I've been sharing them with people because I could tailor them with the lyrics. Like I was writing some of my own lyrics. Like this is a project I've been working on for a long time, right? I don't want to use AI for it, but I was interested to see what AI could do.
Yeah.
And I don't think unless artists and people spent a lot of time and effort on it, I don't think they're going to do it better than the AI can. And in the way that you want to do it, and you can cater it you can change the lyrics. You can do, I don't know. It's so good. I'll share a couple with you that I created, and they're it's really good. I shared them with some of my friends, and they think they're good.
Yeah.
I hate how easy it was.
We have seen so much slop. And let's face it, slop is a real thing. That's when somebody just generates something and throws it out there. Look what I did. With the music generation done from Suno, it's a different experience because you can personalize it. You can add a lyric. I did a song for a couple of friends of mine. I said, tell me about when you met. Where did you meet? What's your anniversary? How many years you've been married? And I was able to create a song. She was able to share it with her husband, and they loved it. My daughter writes songs, Destiny, and I told her, send me one of your, she writes poems. I said, send me one of your poems. I'm going to do the same thing with it. It is really a fun experience, and you can share it.
Yeah, I think it's a fun experience. I think it's fun. I don't know. I wouldn't want to take this and try and make it my full time. I wouldn't want to create content that I'm going to make money on. Yeah. I would feel disserviced to people that actually make music for money.
Good point.
I would prefer to do where, hey, maybe I come up with a style and the lyrics that I like using AI, and then take those ideas and present them to somebody and say, hey, this is a song that I like. Here's an idea. Let's work together and make it a real artist, real people, real music based on some ideas.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. Sean's going to check out the weather situation there. We'll be back with more of Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeerd. Look at my map on WeatherWise and see if I'm blown away or not. Find us on the web at TechtalkRadio.com. We'll be right back.
And now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
All right, so good news is Sean is back.
Still here. My house is still standing.
You're still
the guys
standing
on the
there.
The guys on the ham radio were talking about how windy it was down by them, and they're quite a bit south of me. But
you're right. It's still keeping an eye on that.
Keeping an eye on it. It's coming, but it's not going to be as on top of us as we thought. Well, maybe not. But
Sean shared a couple of the Suno songs that he created as well with me. So that was pretty cool. Different
the Suno
genres.
stuff, man. The Suno stuff is so cool. Like I wanted to hate it.
That.
Like I want to hate AI. I really do.
Yeah.
But this was fun. And I think it helps. I'm a musical person. I grew up playing the trumpet. I grew up playing classical music, but I'm not a lyricist, right? I can't come up with ideas to write songs. I can't come up with the ideas for songs. Like that's just not me.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the case of doing a parody, I feel like I could use AI to generate a couple ideas to help me get some lyrics, maybe jot down what I have and expand on it. And that's what I did with these Suno songs. And it generated some really cool stuff. Right. I just don't know how, if I submitted these to the community, how the community would react. Because I know the communities for games and video games and stuff are very anti-AI. And the companies that are providing these games claim to be anti-AI and then try and sneak AI in. And then when they get caught, they say, oh, sorry.
Yeah, kind of. I think with anything with AI now, there has to be an unwritten rule that there was a generation of AI in this.
Yes,
You
and,
know,
if I used this in any format that could potentially make me money or in a competition or something, 100%, I'm going to say this is generative AI. I'm going to be 100% transparent. I've already reached out to a couple people to get help with on this project that I'm working on that are
Right.
real musicians that have generated real content on their own. And I've told them, look, I've already, to be completely honest, like I've already started generating ideas in AI and Suno. Like if you don't want to work with me, that's great. But I just want to be open and honest about using AI. And I think that's the ethical right thing to do. And
Right.
I think that's important to be transparent about it and not just say, I created this. No, I used a tool to help me create, and I used ideas and compounded on what AI offered me and came up with a result.
Exactly. It's a very good point. All right, we talked about the Neo from MacBook. I got a chance this week to take a look at this. This is the Asus ProArt PX13 GoPro edition. Now, Shawn, you being a lover of the GoPro, I thought of you right away thinking, oh my gosh, you would probably really love this. Now, the reason they got together with GoPro is they wanted to have a a laptop that was small enough to carry 13.3 inches,
Yep.
a bright OLED screen, powerful 128 gigabytes of memory in it, 1 terabyte that is in it, and it also has a slot for putting your SD card out of your GoPro, which now they do now have a GoPro that does 360, right?
They've
And
had it, the Max.
yeah, and you can edit in 360 on this Asus ProArt
I mean,
PX.
I really think this was I saw this, and when you brought it up, I was like, oh, hey, this is great. You got to play with it. I had seen it, an article written about it, and I think this is a stab at trying to claw back as much of the 360 content market that Insta360 has taken from GoPro.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And I think this is a great way to do it because it allows you to do that editing on the go with the 360, which is always demanded quite a bit of horsepower.
One of
And
the things that I thought, and I know you would like as a video editor, is a jog wheel on the trackpad. And how that jog wheel works is basically you can enable it. And then if you're editing video, one of the things you like to do with video is, or even audio, is move across the timeline. And now you could do it by enabling it and just scroll back and forth so that you could get to the right scene and do that. And that makes it completely easy on this. Comes with a 200-watt charger, whereas I think my Lenovo has a 90-watt charger. So you get a lot of power out of it, a lot of use. It has the AMD Ryzen AI 395 processor in it. So it's one of the top processors that is out there. It has its own neural network. So you don't have to go out into the cloud to do any AI processing.
right.
It could do it all on board.
Yep.
The Asus. It's pretty great. Comes with all the ports you need and everything. But here's one of the things I showed this on TV, but I didn't get to show the fact that it comes with, and this is what's great, it comes with a hard case. So you could store it in a hard case and carry it around with you, which is great. So you open up the case. If you're on a road trip or something, you want to put it away somewhere safe, you've got it in there. And it comes also not only in a hard case, and if you watch our video, we're showing this on the video, or check out our blog, you'll be able to see that there. Comes with a slimline case that you can carry with you and put everything that you need in there. They actually made this area specifically for GoPro cameras. So if you've got GoPro cameras, take your ProArt PX13 with you. And it comes, Shawn, with the Pen 3.0 charger and the Pen 3.0, which I still haven't figured out how to use yet. But
I mean, you're not a digital artist. Like I feel like people that are using those pens for digital art and stuff like that are Wacom tablets and all that stuff are that's kind of a niche thing for those
Wacom's
markets.
actually got a brand new tablet out, so I'm going to see if we can get some info on that. Here's the other thing I didn't show, but yeah, you got the Lit keyboard, but also it's a 2-in-1.
I was gonna ask you, and I saw the hinges, and I was like, "There's no way." And then you just folded it over like that. I was like, "Oh god, it's gonna break the screen."
Yeah.
I
It's a
thought you
2-in-1.
legitimately you were gonna break the screen.
Let me break it before I send it back to Asus. But 2-in-1, so you can now use it as a tablet. Of course, it's touch, touch enabled, the whole bit. It's got some Story Cube, which is on here. It also has the ability to track photos, track everything, all your media in here, and again, give you the ability to do some great work on it.
No, that's really cool. And I was gonna, like I said, I had seen it, and then when you popped it up in our preview, I was like, "Oh man,
Suggested
they
retail.
never send me anything cool."
This
This is the bummer.
$3,000. Wow. But you know what, Shawn, here's the thing. Memory isn't going down. And I pulled it up just to see, like 64 gigabyte chip of DDR5 right now. It's about $650.
Yeah.
I mean, so, if you're building a computer, this is one you can carry with you. You're not tied to your desktop. It also does this screen mirroring built in. So using Bluetooth, you could connect to a screen. So if you got a screen that is Bluetooth enabled, or you want to buy a Bluetooth adapter, you don't have to worry. You just pop into your desk, open it up, go, and it's projected onto the big screen there. But that bright OLED screen, which is, I believe, 3K, that's fine. That works pretty good.
No, it looks cool. And if I was still into the GoPro world, like,
Yeah.
I got out of that. I mean, I was super into it back in.
Yeah, you've done a lot of GoPro stuff, haven't you?
So I was very heavily into GoPro early 2008, well into the 2000s, the 2012s, like probably all the way up to like 2015, 2016. And I kept up. Like I was like, oh, I got to have the GoPro Hero, the GoPro Hero 2, the GoPro Hero Black, right? And then I think I ended up like, at one point they just started making just the GoPro Hero HD, which just does 1080p and a couple other features. I think that's the last one I bought. I think I bought a 4 Silver Plus because they went through a weird nomenclature with the 4 Silver, the 4 Black, the 4 Black Plus. Now it's just
I still have my Hero 2, which is great. That's what you're using for the cast, right?
This is a Hero 3 Plus.
Hero 3. All right. Yeah.
I still have, if I go dig up my box, I've got the original one that I have, which is called the GoPro.
Right.
It wasn't even a GoPro HD. It shot 480.
Yeah.
And it took 4 AAA batteries and a full-size SD card.
Wow.
And then they had they called it the Motorsports HD because everybody was putting them on cars.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I started using it for when I worked at Arca. We put them in the cars when they were practice or whatever and filmed in-car stuff. And then it was the GoPro 2, and then the GoPro 2 HD, and the GoPro Hero, and then it was off to the running, and they were the leader for a long time.
Yeah.
And man, were they on top of it. And I think they missed a big one.
Yeah.
They had a big flop with their drone. Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that if they didn't go and try and do their own and went with a manufacturer that had already produced and manufactured drones that had good battery life and good stability, and they said, let's just put a camera into this drone and make it good, they would have killed in that market.
Yeah, you see a lot of the other, like the Insta360 now with their tie-in with anti-gravity. You see a lot of that stuff now, and it's like that's why I feel like GoPro missed the mark on it. And it got
but I mean, they didn't miss the mark. They created a drone, but they had it was such a bad product that, I mean, literally almost every single user that flew it had a battery failure and they fell out of the sky.
Were they around before DJI?
Yeah,
they were, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
2013, I think 2012. I think. Let me see. I'm curious now.
Wow.
But like Corey Neistat or whatever his name is, the YouTuber, he reviewed it originally, like way back when he was even pre like anything.
Yeah.
I think if they would have
They called it the karma.
yeah, it was good karma. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Ooh, ouch.
But I think when that happened, I was very big into the drone market, right? I was working at Fox. I was the drone guy. I was paying attention to all that stuff. And I think because they had partnered with 3D Robotics to put a mount on the 3D Robotics drones.
Yeah.
I think if they would have just acquired 3D Robotics, we would have way more drones, way more GoPro stuff flying.
Yeah.
But I think they dodged a bullet. I think they shot themselves in the foot by trying to do their own.
All right, we got to take another quick break. Standing by, we're going to be talking with Shawn DeWeerd, who is co-founder of Rosebud. Rosebud is an AI-powered journaling app that has about 7,500 paying users. They've got a free version for you to check it out. Journaling. What is it good for? How can it benefit your life? We'll talk more about that when we come back with Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm Shawn DeWeerd. Send us an X at Tech Talk Radio. We'll be right back.
Now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
We have seen so many ways that AI can help people and help out in so many different ways, whether it's for business or even personal, or taking your photographs and adjusting them as we've done with photos in the past. And we've shown you on the blog at Tech Talk Radio. But there's also ways that can help you appear in the mind and kind of get that flow out. And for many years, I've talked to people who've said, I want a journal. And they've bought the books and everything, but the problem is just getting the pen to the paper has been one of the biggest challenges. And with technology, you would think maybe it'd be a little easier, but people still have that holdback. There is an app that is changing all of that, and it's called Rosebud. Rosebud.App. That's the website. You can get the app available on Google Play or even your iOS devices. But I wanted to find a little bit more about what Rosebud is all about. And we have one of the co-founders with us, Shawn DeWeerd, is with us on the line. Shawn, it's great to talk to you.
Great to talk to you as well. Thanks for having me.
Tell us about Rosebud. We think of Rosebud, of course. I was a film student, so I think about Citizen Kane. How did this idea come about?
Yeah, so this idea came about through my own personal experience with journaling. I had actually started therapy at the time, and for a lot of folks who start therapy, journaling is a recommended activity to do in between sessions. And, I just found journaling to be difficult, right? You stare at the blank page, and if you're like me, you tend to overthink and ruminate. And so while journaling can be helpful, so I would just be going down these unhelpful thought spirals, right?
Right.
And so as I was journaling, I was realizing, it would be nice if there was something here that could help me catch myself going down these unhelpful paths, point me in a better direction, ask thoughtful questions, right? Kind of help me extend the work that I was doing in therapy throughout the week. And that was the sort of like the seed for Rosebud.
It's great because the journaling process, yes, you're writing and you're putting that info in there. And it's kind of like, Facebook memories. People tend to, they get on there and every day they start off by looking at a memory. What were they doing 5 years ago, 10 years ago? I tend to do that as well. And that can kind of help you plan your day out. But the thing is if you're just writing your journal, which is very important still, but you're writing it and then you go back and you read it, you're not getting any of the extra input, maybe that, I don't want to say professional, but that can help guide you into maybe what's going to be next. Getting onto the Rosebud app, it's neat because you could start off with, something in the morning and kind of wrap up in the evening, but you also get help with the AI. Where was that idea? Was that what the missing link was when you were journaling that you said that would have been a nice thing to have?
Yeah, I think that the challenge that a lot of people have with journaling is just you don't know when to start, you don't know when to end, you don't know where to go, right? You're just sitting there with a blank page, right? Rosebud makes the process very, very easy. You come in, there's a simple question that you can answer. You can put in 1 sentence, 3 sentences, write a paragraph. You can even talk to it. So there's voice transcription feature, and it's really, really great. You know, a lot of people, myself included, use it in the morning going on walks or while driving in the car, right? And no matter how much you put in it, Rosebud will analyze what you've written and ask a very, very thoughtful follow-up question. So it's like talking with somebody who's just an excellent listener and asks the right question at the right time. And it's getting to learn about you and know about you over time. So when you come in the next day and you're like, oh, you know, that thing with my my partner, you know, didn't go as well, it's going to have context on that, and it's going to help you dig deeper, and it'll help you see patterns that you may not have seen. So it really is a powerful tool for not just getting into journaling, but for also understanding yourself better, which, you know, is the point.
For those that maybe are listening to this and thinking, I've really wanted to always do this. There's also, you know, AI is here. Let's face it. But people tend to wonder, okay, what about the privacy concerns of this, Shawn? You know, they think I'm putting my thoughts, I'm putting my, you know, my emotions into my Rosebud app. What are the concerns? How can you make people feel a little safer when it comes to that?
Definitely. And it's obviously a very important concern. I journal all of my darkest thoughts into Rosebud as well. So it's, and, right. It's everything is encrypted in transit at rest. We use bank grade encryption. We're aligned with HIPAA practices. We do take privacy very, very seriously, given the nature of what we're doing. And, yeah, it's your entries are secure. Nobody sees them but you. They're only pulled up when you are journaling on your phone.
Now, when it comes to journaling, I know that I've been doing some reading on it. I knew we were going to talk to you, and I was really interested. I went ahead and I got the app, and again, I've been pretty happy with it. The 333 method, we've heard about that. Also, people in journals digital journals like to save photos with that. Can we do that with the Rosebud app?
Yeah. Rosebud, you can add photos. The AI will have context on those photos, and you'll see those photos in your history as you're scanning your journal as well.
I noticed that the reviews have been really good as well. In people that have been using the platform, a large number of those people have said they've seen like improvement within 30 days. And that improvement is really just self-reflection and maybe getting them to really get off what they've been holding back from and moving forward. The journal seems to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of research that shows that just literally expressing what we're holding on to, right? What's on our minds, what's, you know, in our emotions, right? Just getting it out. It doesn't even matter what happens with it, but just getting it out leads to improvements to health, right? And overall well-being. And that's exactly what Rosebud is designed to do, is just to help you get it out and do it in a productive way.
This is great. Now, how does one begin this journey with Rosebud? And I know that you have different tiers. You also have a free level that somebody could get into.
Yeah. So it's important for us that you know, this process is accessible for folks. So we do have a free tier, and we also have a Bloom tier, which has the features that require more, you know, intelligence analysis AI, right? Like our memory functionality. We have these weekly reports that we provide that summarize your week, provide you with, you know, your wins in the week and different things it noticed throughout the week for you. You can ask questions across your entire journal history, which is a really cool feature. So people like asking, like, you know, what drained my energy this week, or what books would you recommend for me based off of everything that I've written about. So there's these cool, you know, things that you can ask, and those features are behind what we call Rosebud Bloom, which is $12.99 a month or $108 per year. And you can get started with Rosebud. We're on both the App Store and Google Play, and you can also use this on your computer as well at Rosebud.App.
And all that information. So if you're somebody like me, you know, you got the app, you're on your smartphone. You can actually go to your PC, and it's going to be that same info when you log in.
Exactly. It goes in between phone and desktop. You can use it wherever. You can use it on however many phones you want. You can use it on your iPad. Some people like to write with their pen on their iPad.
Yeah.
That's if you like that felt sense of, I want to write with my hands. It's not going to be pen and paper, but you'll get that kind of sense on your iPad if you have one.
I remember years ago, Shawn, I bought some journaling books and I thought, hey, I'm going to get started in this, right? And my penmanship is awful. I should have been a doctor, really seriously. It just looks so bad. But this gives you that ability. And again, if somebody doesn't want to type, they can use the voice feature on their smartphone. But also with this, with Bloom, they could actually hit audio and it will record their voice and transcribe that and then interact with it like it's been nothing. I mean,
Yeah, and
there's nothing to do.
it can also speak its responses and questions back to you as well. So you can actually do this, and I use this going on a walk or in the car where I don't even have to look at the screen, which is really nice, right? In this day and age where we're looking at screens, a lot of the time, to just be able to not look at the screen and get the benefits of journaling and self-expression and learning about ourselves. So it's
I
a
have to
powerful
ask
tool.
Sean though, and people will draw the comparisons like with ChatGPT, where it kind of remembers information. Gemini, I know, does the same thing. What would you say is the big difference between maybe using a service like ChatGPT and then, of course, Rosebud?
Yeah, so the biggest differences are that Rosebud is specifically designed for this process. So ChatGPT might give you really, really long responses. The way that that ChatGPT learns about you and remembers you is different than the way that remembers you. We have a specific um, way that we've built the memory system that is specific for helping you specifically understand yourself better, which is different than just like general kind of memory. And the functionality and tooling is really specifically for this use case. We have different personas within the product as well that are, which are basically like AI personas. So one would be if you want to be challenged more, there's a challenger persona. Some people like a little bit more direct feedback, right? We've also worked with therapists as well to create various personas around certain modalities.
Uh,
So there's different therapeutic frameworks like ACT, IFS, etc.
right.
That it's not therapy necessarily, but it gives you some exposure to the benefits of some of those modalities, especially if you're working with a therapist at the same time.
Now, if somebody is saying, well, you know what, they start off in the morning, I want to eat healthier this week, and they put in maybe what they had, they'll get feedback too, as well from the AI saying, okay, what are you going to try? You get that information, and you can go through a week of that, and you'll probably feel better and find yourself eating healthier because you've been putting this information in and getting that feedback. That feedback really helps make that connection, doesn't it?
100%. And Rosebud also, in terms of learning about you, it learns about your goals. So and it'll actually help you track your goals over time as well. So not only are you getting that feedback, Rosebud is going to remind you like, oh, it seems like, you're on your way to this goal, or it seems like maybe you're veering off of this goal, and it'll just kind of subtly nudge, right? And if you say like, hey, this is not a goal anymore, then I'll say, okay, great. So, but it's there to help you on what you want to work on, right? And so if you say that something's important to you, it's going to remember that and help you work toward that as well.
That is great. And you do offer student and military discounts or disability discounts, I should say.
Yes, we do offer substantial discounts for military students and people with disabilities.
This is great. Now, to get in, all they need to do, they could download the app from the Google Play Store or, of course, the iOS, the Apple Store. But they could jump onto the web right now and take a look and see some of the different comments that people have been leaving. The reviews have been really good. That's got to make you feel pretty good, Shawn.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most gratifying parts of doing this work is just seeing how incredibly impactful this has been for so many people. It's a simple thing, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes simple things go a long way for the right people at the right time. And yeah, I'm really grateful that we're able to create a product that's having such a positive impact in the world.
Now, we like to ask too, did you have a light bulb moment, Shawn, that made you say, wait, what if we were able to do this with AI in development of Rosebud? Was there a moment there that just switched for you saying, this is what we need to do?
It was really through my own experience and realizing like AI is moving so fast, AI is evolving so fast, right?
Yeah.
And you can ask the questions of like, oh, how fast is AI going to evolve? Is it going to evolve? I think the more interesting question is, can we use AI to help us evolve as humans, right? Internally. And that was the light bulb moment that I was like, okay, this is what I want to focus on is how I can facilitate that process for people.
Great stuff, Shawn DeWeerd. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about Rosebud. Also, where did the name have anything to do with the sled with Citizen Kane?
So unfortunately it didn't. I know I'm in Los Angeles and everybody out here is in film and everyone thinks that it came from Citizen Kane. But actually it comes from a journaling practice called Rosebud Thorn, which is a rose, which is something good that happened in your day, a thorn, something bad, and a bud, which is something you're looking forward to.
Absolutely. What a great idea. Thanks again, Shawn, and for coming on Tech Talk Radio, and continued success. And I'm going to keep using it because I'm liking it.
Thanks, Andy. I appreciate it.
And now, back to Tech Talk Radio.
Happy Mario Day.
The record day today is March 10th. Mario.
Have a Super Mario Day is what I've seen
Super
also.
Mario Day. Yeah, Super Mario Day.
March 10th.
So so they call it because MAR10 looks like Mario? Is that the deal?
March 10th. MAR10, March 10th.
They're coming out with something new for the Switch, right?
Yeah, so they announced Yoshi and the Mysterious Book.
Right.
For the Switch 2, dropping May 21st of this year.
Oh,
which should be cool. I think it's the first standalone Yoshi title in quite some time.
And then the movie, they've got a movie sequel.
Oh my goodness. Have you seen the trailer for the movie?
Yeah.
It's going to be incredible.
It's going to be, I'll be honest with you, I never saw the first movie, but I saw the trailer. I saw the trailer for this one, and I thought, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. They have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the trailer, and I got excited because I actually really enjoyed Super Mario Bros. 2, the video game, which was way different than the original, and then even drastically different than what came out at Super Mario Bros. 3. And one of the main bosses in that game is called Birdo, which shoots eggs out of her mouth. She made an appearance in the trailer, and I don't know what it is about that Super Mario Bros. 2. But making an appearance in there, it's going to be good. And Daisy and Rosalina are in there, so there's a handful of characters beyond just Mario, Princess Toad, Peach, the kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. The first one was really good. This one's going to be good too. And I think still my favorite part from the first one is because Jack Black played Bowser.
Yeah.
And he made a live action music video to the song Peaches, which he sings in the movie. Yeah. Because Bowser's in love with Peach, and it's the whole thing. And go watch it. It's totally 100% Jack Black. It's great. And that song will be stuck in your head for days.
There's another game that came out today also, and I've been hearing a lot about it, called Ranger's Path National Park Simulator. And you basically walk around a national park. That's basically it.
Well, I mean, it could be similar to like Firewatch, where you simulate being a Firewatch person and have to track down fires, and you catch skinny dippers in the lake and all this stuff. It's hilarious.
Also, I want to make sure I give a mention to Nex Playground, NEX Playground. They were ranked as a big seller over the holidays and, of course, Black Friday, just because people are finding it and saying, wow, I can actually interact with my television. And they've got some new titles that are coming out as well. If you get the pass, which is about $89 for a year, you get access to a whole bunch of games that you could play on the next Playground. It comes with 5 games, but some of the newer ones that they're going to be coming out with, Dora. It's their first Spanish learning experience through what they're calling motion-based mini games designed to build vocabulary, coordination, and confidence. And then you've got Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's a full-body, motion-driven, what they're calling earth-bending fighting experience. So again, you can find out more by checking out Next Playground on the web. That's it for this week's Tech Talk Radio. Shawn, we're hoping you hang out. The weather doesn't affect you too much.
No, we'll be all right.
If you want to reach out to us, drop us a line, techguys@techtalkradio.com or Shawn at techtalkradio.com, or Chris, myself, Andy. Check out the website.
We love reading your questions on the air.
Yes.
Please. We love doing it. We get great feedback. We answer your questions. It's a great time.
You can watch the show, subscribe on YouTube as well. Again, at techtalkradio.com. Have a great week.
Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week.